This is Skinny Nerd Developer Podcast number 3. And this is brought to you by US Army. No, I'm just joking. That's our first topic. Why the US Army sponsors like videos and IGN. And I don't know what else they sponsor, but they sponsor
basically military just sponsoring a bunch of random ways to get people to get recruited. And it's just like obsessively too much at times. It's just like, why? Why are you trying so hard? We don't want to look at these videos. I get it. Some of us are failures, but please let's watch our YouTube videos in peace.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, we just think it's weird that like the US Army like sponsored. Like if I'm watching, dollar, you're expecting like a Dollar Shave Club or Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends or Lawnmower 3.0.
Or the Lawnmower 3.0.
I need to get one of those.
But no, it's just like, brought to you by the US Army, the Marine Corps. I haven't
What's
seen
the little logo? What's their catchphrase they use? Oh no, it's the Army Strong at the end.
The Army Strong.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they have like just the star thing.
Yeah, it's probably just a star thing, and then they'll be like, "Come join us, come find a military recruit." I mean, the way they recruit was weird at times. I told you the story about how Jake was approached by some military recruiter.
Yeah, one of your friends.
Yeah, one of my friends, Jake, was playing basketball just out of random at a park, and some military recruiter just drove by, saw him, stopped, was asking him questions. Like, "Oh, you're going to college? Oh, you're doing this? Oh, you're doing that?" He's like, "Yeah, I actually have a life, so I'm pretty set. I'm, going to college. I have a job, going to school." And the guy was just like getting shot down left and right. This guy was going nowhere with him.
You know what's funny? You said, I know some of us are losers. And it's funny you say that because I joined. So you basically... Wow. Okay.
You're a fucking loser.
No, but yeah, I guess that stuff isn't working, which is why the U.S. Army is like going into just sponsoring YouTube channels and all that stuff, which is really odd seeing.
Well, in day and age now, we can't really communicate face to face. So, I mean, they're going to have to find ways like this. I mean, this is probably this is not so brand new. But, I mean, still, they're finding new ways to go around and just recruit people. Now they're going from the real kid we saw was gamers. The Good Morning America CBS people were like, "Oh, we're going to look for gamers." And the way he said it was just, like, so out of tune and so weird.
Yeah, and that was a video with the U.S. Army esports team. It focused on the Army, but it also showed the Air Force having an esports team, and they went to like a convention because they were showing like people. Like there was this one guy who's like, "I'm dressed as Metal Gear Solid," and like he got asked by like some guy in uniform, and then they have the esports, and I guess they're telling people, "Oh, you could be a microbiologist in the Army. You could be cybersecurity and all this." And then
you can do whatever you want, but you can't own a car.
No, you can own a car. As long
you
as
can't own a dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dog. Okay. And the Army always has at least the Army I know has had a issue with retaining people and recruiting people. Their numbers aren't up because the government just wants them to have so much more numbers. I was in the Army, and then when they were trying to retain me, they were telling me like bullshit about how I'm not going to make it. And I mean, I don't think I've made it, but like I'm not living in the streets as they were referring to.
Well, they just wanted to come back. This is a sales tactic. They're trying to scare you and use that idea as like, "Hey, man, you're not gonna become nothing, so become something with us."
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what type of freaking classes they take, but like they were telling me because I could go to Germany.
Yeah.
They were saying, "Oh, those German girls love foreigners." Guaranteed. Like they were trying to say that I would get a bunch of girls, and that's how they're gonna get me to stay in the Army by reenlisting.
They're probably mostly prostitutes.
And then when that didn't work, and I told them that I'm getting out, I have a plan, I wanted to go to school and all that. Then they started saying, "Oh, I have a couple." They call them Joes. I have a couple of Joes, which is like the guy, like the people that got out, like they were just like privates and stuff. I got a couple of Joes that like didn't do that are begging to come back in, and like then that led to, "You're not gonna make it. How are you gonna live? Where are you gonna get money? Blah 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 blah." And eventually, because you need to get a piece of paper signed so you can leave. So I needed to like literally get harassed by these people. And then when they finally understood, like two of them got mad and just left. They were sergeants. They were like staff sergeants and stuff. And then like two of them, then they like, I guess now that they know they failed, they were like, "Okay, good luck." After he like...
Yeah, but even so, like, even let's say, "Oh, we got Joe's begging to come in." If they're begging, then why are you asking me to stay in?
Well, that's just probably a tactic that you were learning.
If they're begging, then why are you forcing me and giving me all these shit about, "Hey, I need you in here"? It should be like, all right, if you're begging, people are begging to come in, why the fuck do you need me? Why are you saying begging? That's just putting emphasis like, you don't need me here. fucking use some random ass Joe. Why are you over here saying, "Oh, I'm gonna fail," and some other dumbass is begging to be in here? Use the other dumbass, not me.
Yeah, exactly. But in the CBS video that we saw, I give credit where credit's due to that Major General, that he is looking for different tactics, and I think doing the esports does get a bunch of the nerds. Like, oh, the Army has esports, maybe I could be on the esports team. But then we saw on the I think it was the same video.
Yeah.
Out of there's only 30 people in all of active duty. I forget. There's 400,000 active duty soldiers.
So I think it's like Army has 30. U.S. Navy has 30.
But there's like 400 something thousand soldiers.
Oh yeah, because everyone wants to be a gamer. They don't want to use a full time job. I don't know how the Army works.
That's what I'm saying. They're not gonna. Those people that they're recruiting are 99% of the time not gonna be 99.99% not gonna be on the esports team, which is the way they're recruiting them. But it works out. I mean, if that pumps up the numbers, that's different than how he said, "Oh, people aren't calling anymore or answering their phone calls." Like I don't answer random
phone calls now. They don't want to talk about my car insurance as a random person.
Yeah, so I mean, they're doing whatever they can, but like, I just think it's a little weird that they are.
What's over here with your Fort Campbell?
I can't just wear something that I got from the freaking thing?
No. You go around just wearing your Fort Campbell stuff? Are you over here explaining to me about the Army military stuff, and then you're over here flying advertising and stuff like that?
Well, it's not advertising.
It's not advertising?
You can't just choose to go to Fort Campbell. Anyway, boots. I guess we could talk about boots. And boots come in all shapes and sizes.
I mean, it's a shoe company.
Okay, so boots, I don't know where it originated from, but there's a subreddit called r/justbootthings. And it posts people that, basically, I think they're called boots because, like, they're typically people that just got out of boot camp or basic training or whatever. Or they're, like, super hua. And then they're like, oh, all they teach me in the Army is kill. and then they think they're the biggest badass ever, and then they post like TikToks of them like being nerds,
being real bad nerds.
They're like being nerds, but like it's to the point where like, okay, like this is annoying, like relax. And yeah,
no one gives a shit.
Yeah, nobody cares. Like, oh, you have an M4, that's cool.
Oh, you have I said it wrong. A gun safe. Oh yeah, gun safe, and you have like your shotgun and your pistol and all this other stuff in there.
And and then you get freaking tattoos about your freaking basic training unit.
Yeah, you have your little rank on your chest.
Yeah, the rank on your chest, or some stuff that like people are gonna regret. Stuff. And boots aren't just like military stuff. The subreddit is about military, but you can be a boot about a lot of things. So one big one that most people know is the nurses. The nurse student boots.
I want to be a nurse.
Like they got their stethoscope. Is that how you say that? You know that the stethoscope, the thing that goes a year. They have it around their neck when they're freaking studying for their like the introductory class for biology or whatever.
That shit's hard, bro. You gotta hear a heartbeat and
like
shit.
They're basically doctors already, so like you better treat them as such.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just to a point. There's some boots and nurse boots where just like, you know what? All right, you're gonna study being a nurse. You're doing harder work. I get it. But there's other ones that are over here just like the stethoscope one, or just going out of control. Wear scrubs. Everything they talk about is, oh my god, my clinicals are so fucking hard, bruh.
Yeah.
And they're over here just flaunting around like, thank you, man. Yeah. I'm just here just trying to get my education too in my general psychology class. It's cool. Don't need to tell me more about how you're loving your clinicals or shit like that, or how your 12-hour shift was so fucking hard. Becky. That's whatever.
And then it'd be like me wearing like dog tags around, or just like
their stethoscope is your dog tags.
Exactly. And then there's stuff for police officers can be boots too, but police officers are basically militarized, which is what it is.
Well, they're murderers right now.
Yeah, I mean they've been murderers for the longest time. And then there's boots with literally everything.
Like you can be a gamer boot.
Yeah, you can be.
All you do is stay in your basement and become a basement dweller. Yeah, years over years.
Well, basement dwellers are a neck beard. But yeah, that's it for the boots. We can talk about neck beards. Neck beards are... There's a subreddit called r/justneckbeardthings, and they like the waifus. They have a neck beard too. They wear fedoras. They're kind of chubby or fat. They're like that South Park episode where Cartman is playing World of Warcraft, and his mom brings down like the poop bucket, and then he's got the pimples and stuff. That's what a neck beard is.
Oh, neck beards.
Yeah, with the body pillows and everything.
It's not like I have a body pillow or anything.
And honestly, with me continually going on that subreddit, like the boot subreddit.
Yeah.
I just joke. Like I will say, oh, when I because let's say there's something going on, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I knew how to do that in the army or something like that. I immediately make fun of myself before I say it. Like I'll mock. Oh, I mean, when I was in the army, okay. I guess I went too far. I think I dwell too much into it. I should just be able to say, oh, when I was in the army, I did this. But I just make fun of myself because I'm already. I think I'm going too far to it.
I think it's just you justifying. You're just making fun of it. I mean.
Yeah, but I'm not being a boot. Sometimes you could talk about it without being a boot.
Yeah, but you're just making fun of yourself. That way you don't feel like that big of a boot. And you're not, the way you're saying it comes out better. This is a joke. It's your tone. You're not just saying, when I was in the army, I did this, I did that. I was, over here mowing lawns, landscaping, doing PT, all this other shit. But no, you're over here. It's like, I remember when I was in the army in the more fun, joking way. That way it doesn't sound like such an asshole move when you're over here talking to two people who are just, civs.
Oh yeah, civs. And that goes the same thing, like just the nurses thing, like when they're like, oh, my classes are so hard or something, they're like kind of like they're looking down upon you.
Yeah, like, oh, I have a high pedestal because I have to take these AP classes and these like microbiology classes. Like, cool. Tell me more, but I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Like, I get it. You have a hard schedule, a hard life when you're doing work, but don't be over here flaunting it like you want our praise and gratitude. Good job. You're gonna be a nurse one day. Now shut the fuck up.
Exactly, yes. Boots are generally bad. That when they start thinking they're better than everybody else, that's when it starts getting an issue. Just talking about it isn't that big of a deal, but that's why.
No, it's just when they go overboard. Like I said, it's cool, but just don't come over here expecting high praise and, all the love and affection, except for probably right now because coronavirus is a thing. But other than coronavirus, pre-coronavirus, you guys were still doing this bullshit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, but even with coronavirus,
it just depends. Like every situation, people take advantage of the situation. Like the riots and shit like that. There's people looting, taking advantage of it. And there's some nurses probably out here getting free food and loving the shit out of this.
Well, the thing is that it's normally, that's why we pinpointed the nurse students and I said the boots. They're called boots because like right out of boot camp, it's normally like those. Either I'm still going to school and I'm not even a nurse type of thing, or I just got out of basic trainings type of stuff, and it's like the very first couple of years. Because after that, then they're just like become humble. But at first, they got like this superiority complex right off the base, right off the get go. Yeah,
it's just the way people come about it. I mean, people like to just flaunt their shit like it's like the best thing in the world. I'm like, what do you want to say? Good job. I'm proud of you, pal. You want me to
thank me for my service?
I get thanks for my service at Amazon. It's so fucking weird.
Oh, you're a boot now. Oh, that's another thing. Essential worker boots. It's starting to die down a bit because like the riots are taking like more media attention. Yeah. But like, I'm an essential worker.
I was driving by I forgot what it was called. It was like a little party place. It's called Acceleration. That they're like, oh, free parties for essential workers. I'm like, I'm going to take advantage of this. I am going to get a free party at some speedway. Because technically, I am an essential worker.
What's a speedway party?
It's like
a speedway, like gas station?
No, it's like a speedway, like a go-kart or something like that. It's called Acceleration. I think they just have like mini go-karts and they go fast. And it's like built for kids or teenagers or something like that. But I'm like, I've never been in there. Just off the highway and I always see it. I'm like, that would be a cool place to check out one day. But since I drove by there Sunday, it was like essential workers, free parties. And I'm like, cool. I work at Amazon. I'm going to see how far I can take this. But yeah, I'm going to call them up and be like, hey man, how do I prove I'm an essential worker?
Wait, so it hasn't happened yet?
No, why would I take advantage of that seriously right now? What am I supposed to do? Go over there and call them and be like, hey, I want to party for what? What am I going to party? For Video 3?
Party like it's 1999?
No. I ain't no Y2K. No conspiracy theorists.
Oh, you know what? Not conspiracy theories, but do you remember Coney 2012?
Yeah.
What was that even about? I forgot. It was like you were supposed to put like signs like on that specific day.
I remember seeing that all over Facebook. He's like, yes, I use Facebook. But it was like Coney 2012. I'm like, is this a this is not military? Is this like a campaign thing? Is this like
it was something
that's
about
gonna
like
happen?
It was something I think like if I remember correctly, it was like some African country, like they were like building up a militia or something, and like the people in charge were like recruiting like children, and like obviously that's super bad, and that's I think what it was about. But then like the leadership behind the movement were like one of them was like jerking off or something in public, and so and then he did something else, and then it just fell completely through, and then I don't even know what the point of the whole thing was.
I don't know what the whole point
when we got people
I barely know what the whole point of anything
and,
that goes on in Facebook or media these days. This is random ass shit that they throw out there, and I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to follow any of this?
Yeah, Coney 2012.
Coney 2012.
You gotta.
No, it's all about Dwayne The Rock Johnson 2024.
What the heck's doing then? Is he running for president?
Yeah, the memes for Kanye for 2020.
Oh yeah, I mean Kanye's been the thing. Wait, why Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
I don't know. I saw the other day it was Dwayne The Rock and whoever some other wrestler guy is for VP. I was like, this is interesting. Don't think it'll happen, but it's a cool meme.
Yeah.
Look at the ways. I mean, it is what it is. What are you doing with there, pal?
I'm trying to see when the last episode of Game of Thrones aired. Okay, so what the heck? It's already been apparently
it's been like a year and a half.
No, it's been a year and a month, less than a month.
It came out probably like
I remember specifically because it was snowing that day, on the day like of the first episode's premiere. Ooh. And it was April. It was April and it snowed. Winter is coming.
Winter came,
and the dead come with it. Our enemy doesn't tire. Okay, so Game of Thrones' last episode was May 19th, 2019. It is now June 9th, 2020, and I'm still upset about it. Hashtag for the throne.
Season 8 was a great season on Earth. I'm sorry. But
okay.
Arya is my queen.
No, you need to stop lying. You said Daenerys is your queen.
She is my queen. Dany is my queen.
Game of Thrones is complete garbage. No. I recently rewatched the whole thing. And just rewatching the first couple, like, rewatching the first episode is the first episode ever seen is a White Walker. Worthless. Then you got Jon Snow being a bastard or whatever. Worthless, because once he finds out his stuff, he's completely worthless after season 7 or during season 7 actually even.
I mean, either ways, season 8 was trash, but I was having fun, and I was looking up conspiracy theories about how it could have been made better, and one of them was the Jaime one.
Jaime being Azor Ahai.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, or the princess promise
that was promised.
And I thought that was interesting. But I mean, you're over here saying that Jon Snow would have been better, or something like that, or how were you saying about that?
That Jon Snow has been set up to be the prince that was promised.
Jon Snow's a bastard.
So if Jaime Lannister somehow became the prince that was promised, then it would completely undermine whatever the heck we were watching the entire time.
I mean, either way, the whole entire thing was undermined. I mean,
which is why it's terrible. So why would you want to undermine it again?
Well,
it would be better, I guess, technically, because I was saying something about in Valyrian, golden hand means prince that was something.
It was something. It was like
Azor Ahai. Azor Ahai in Valyrian language was like golden hand. So and then
his hand was taken from him, which is like significant part, saying like, oh, a piece of him is missing now, stuff like that.
And then to bring Lightbringer, you got to like kill your wife, and he was gonna kill Cersei, and then bring the Dawn, but like that was completely disconnected from the White Walkers, completely disconnected from the Cersei situation anyway. But no, that would have completely. There's this art review, or not a review. Interview with George R.R. Martin, obviously the author of A Song of Ice and Fire, and he said, if you write your story, the question was about, do you read theories online, and if they guess something correct about your story, do you change it? And he was saying, no, you can't set up your story where the butler, he does a metaphor. You can't have a story where the butler kills the person. Let's say the butler was the murderer.
Yeah.
And then you write that the butler was the murderer by putting hints here. Now, let's say somebody found out about it through the hints and put a theory out. I think the butler did it. So, you want to subvert expectations. So let's say the author then changes it to, it was the dad, the father that killed him, right? Now all those like threads that you left in the very beginning of the story, they lead nowhere because you wrote the story originally for the butler to kill him, but now since people found out, which is why it was the joke of let's subvert expectations when I forgot if it was David I'm pretty sure it was David Benioff, where he was like, oh, it just didn't feel right for Jon Snow to like do anything. I mean, he didn't even have to kill the dude. He didn't even have to kill the Night King, but he needed to play a more important part in that whole thing.
Jon Snow was absolute garbage in the whole entire season. I mean...
And season 7.
I'll admit he was probably crucial and important in any other season, but me personally, I just don't like the guy. Just because, I mean, he killed my queen.
It doesn't matter if you like him or not. The story is written for him to be...
The story was written probably, but I mean, in the end of the whole entire series, he just leaves back to the Night Watch. And either ways, if you put What's-His-Face Jaime as the redemption arc actually going through, and him killing Cersei other than Arya or some pile of fucking rocks, it would have become a better story than whatever we got.
Yeah, but it would have still been bad.
It would have still been bad, but it would have been a lot better than the bullshit we had.
No, none of that should have been happening.
It would have been like, all right, I can see the reason behind that. With all the little hints that we saw. Like, all right, the golden hand, the redemption arc, the little...
The redemption arc has nothing to do with him being like...
Why not? He had to kill his sister.
He had already redeemed himself. He doesn't need to kill Cersei. He left her.
No.
When he was with Brienne, he redeemed himself. He literally... When he did the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, he redeemed himself.
No.
How did he not redeem himself?
Because he came back.
Well, yeah, then they ruined his character.
Yes.
You're taking stuff. If that story ended up like that, then the story would have been awful. Maybe it would have went from like a 0 to like a 0.5. 0 being what we got with season 8. If we did your Jaime thing, it would have been a 0.5.
It probably would have been like a 2 or 3.
No.
Yes. So we gave some
because Jon Snow still doesn't mean anything.
Jon Snow doesn't mean anything in general. What do you want him to do?
He does mean something.
What do you want him to do in the whole entire series?
He's a Song of Ice and Fire.
In season 8, what do you want from Jon Snow? Tell me.
To actually do something.
Okay, such as. Give me an example of what you want him to do.
Bring the dawn. Be the prince that was promised.
How so? How will he have done that?
By stopping the winter.
But he didn't.
Which is why season 8's trash.
Okay. But still, what do you want to do? Go find a Night King, stab him instead, actually have a legit fight, other than the little 2-second fight he had with the young Greyjoy?
Well, we're putting in the constructs of season 8. Season 8 should just be completely rewritten. The winter should not just be one episode.
Yeah, it should have been like a whole general season as it is. The season should have built up with episode 1, right?
Oh, it should have been a episode season where it builds up, and maybe like they had to retreat back to King's Landing and everything, and then was still on its way. Yeah, but like
that would have been a lot better. But it didn't happen that way. What we got was this random ass bullshit.
Exactly. Okay, but yes, that's better. You're saying adding Jaime freaking you're basically saying replacing Arya, killing the Night King, and putting Jaime on there makes it better, and it doesn't. Maybe 0.5 better. No, barely, not really. No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Like 0.5 better.
No, it would have made it so much better. It would have been like, oh, hey, look, here's some breadcrumbs. Let's pick up a little breadcrumbs piece by piece.
There's no breadcrumbs.
How so?
The only breadcrumbs is the Valyrian steel freaking thing.
Yeah, and his redemption arc and the whole entire thing with Cersei over here.
You can have a redemption arc without having to be the freaking... You can have a redemption arc. The Hound had a redemption arc. Should he freaking kill the Night King too?
No.
Exactly. So why the fuck are you talking about Jaime being the freaking better option here? The only thing you got on that theory is the Golden Hand, meaning the same thing in Valyrian. Yeah, he's got a redemption arc. So does the Hound.
2 different characters.
You're saying a redemption arc.
No, I'm not saying redemption arc.
Manifests into having.
I am not saying that redemption arc manifests, but the fact that we had Cersei over here saying that, not even Cersei in general, that one fortune teller.
Jon Snow needed to be.
Jon Snow did not play any part in season 8. He's over here. I don't want this. I want to fuck my ass and call it a fucking day.
Which is why season 8 is trash.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up and listen to me.
Okay.
Season 8 is terrible because Jon Snow didn't do anything. Not just because of that, but a bunch of other things. So you're saying, Jon Snow just needs to be written off, which completely gets rid of what I talked about the Butler. Jon Snow has been written. He was not a bastard the entire time. He's been written to be freaking the Song of Ice and Fire, the Prince that was promised, and all that. You're like, oh no, Jon should just be back because he's fucking stupid anyway. No, that completely undermines the entire story. So regardless, it would be stupid, even if Jaime is the one that kills him. kills the Night King or ends the Dawn. Ends
what you wanted was, did Jon Snow kill Cersei then?
Cersei doesn't matter. The show is about. Here's the argument that you're coming up. Oh, Cersei matters.
No, I'm not coming up with the argument. I'm asking you questions. What you want? How you?
No,
want
Jaime can kill Cersei. I don't care.
Okay, then he can do that, and Jon Snow can do a bunch of other random bullshit that can redeem him in that season 8. But it's
not about redeeming him in season 8. It's about not having season 8 at all. It's about having a completely different thing in season 8. None of what season 8 happened. It should just completely be rewritten. There's nothing about, maybe if Jon had this... Even if Jon just stabbed the Night King and he's the one that ended it, like just walked up to him, stabbed him, it'd still be a terrible season. I don't care if Jon killed him.
But isn't that what you wanted to happen, though?
No, because winter was an inconvenient afternoon. The entire time of the freaking endless night. And the winter is just an inconvenient afternoon. Let's just stop talking about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is still trash after a year. It's worthless. And then these theories, I mean, they're cool to think about. But, like, regardless of the fact that if, let's say they replace season 8 and, like, they give more emphasis on Jaime, it's still worthless because they set up, like I said, the butler killed the freaking person. Jon Snow was... and then subvert expectations. That doesn't matter because like you completely undermine the story beforehand. That's why when I was rewatching the very first episodes and they were like putting hints of Jon and hints of this and hints of that, none of that matters because you're just completely undermining it at the end just for a shock value.
There's not much shock. There's more disappointment.
Well, I mean, I was shocked when Arya killed the Night King.
I mean, yeah, you didn't see that coming.
Yeah. I was thinking the Night King was going to come back afterwards. I'm like, there's no way they're just going to end the Night King like that. And then after the episode, they're like, this is the culmination of one of the biggest stories in the arcs in the story.
How would he come back though? I mean, that was.
I don't know because I thought Winter made more. I thought Winter meant so much more, which is why it was kind of like I was being a fool. I was bargaining. Like the stages of the grief. Yeah. That's what I was like. I was denying it. I'm like, no. And then eventually I was just acceptance.
It was anger.
Yeah. Acceptance. I was like, no, that can't happen. And then, no, maybe he comes back.
Bargaining.
That's literally what I was going through because the show is so trash. George R. Martin is probably never going to finish his books because...
No, he's probably going to die from the coke addict before that.
No, I'm sorry I went so... But you were getting me mad. You were telling me...
Oh, I'm sorry, but my point was valid.
Okay, explain... Okay, no, okay, we can have a explain. Just take it slow and explain it, and then I'm gonna say pause. I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't make any sense. So just take it slow.
I'm just kidding. There's no argument in there.
Why?
I just like making you mad.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. As long as you don't actually think that what were you saying.
No, Jon Snow is still trash. But
I mean, you don't have to like the character. I'm just saying.
Well, either way.
Okay, what I told you about the Star Wars one, I saw this on a Reddit comment. I don't know what the fuck it's.
Star Wars, yeah.
Okay, let's just pretend that the sequels aren't a thing. Because the sequels kind of undermine Anakin anyway. But let's pretend the sequels aren't a thing. That's like you have... And let's say the prequels are a thing. You got an entire prequel trilogy of where Anakin Skywalker's upbringing.
Yeah.
And then how he turned to the dark side. And then in the original trilogy, you have Luke helping him turn back over to Return of the Jedi, like he's returning and he's coming back. Then he grabs Palpatine and throws him out, and that's his redemption. Like he's finally back to the light side. Let's pretend like Luke is over there with Palpatine sitting on his little freaking chair, and then Darth Vader's right next to him. And then Luke's trying to save his father, like how he actually does in the movie. And then Darth Vader just stands there. And then Chewbacca kills Palpatine. And then Darth Vader's right there looking fucking stupid, just like how Jon Snow was looking stupid in The Night King. Now Anakin doesn't even get his redemption arc because he's not the one that stopped the. He was set to destroy the Sith, not join him, bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness.
No, Chewbacca's the chosen one now.
Yeah, exactly. Chewbacca's Arya Stark. But I mean, there's a bunch of more other things wrong with Game of Thrones. We should just stop talking about Game of Thrones because
before you have a heart attack.
Yeah.
All right. So Ignacio and I tried the whole center app. We told you about this last time.
We're still trying it.
We're still trying it. We're still on week 1. Week 1 is fucking painful.
Oh, speaking of, hold on real quick. I just got charged for it. You do not just try it without a review because it's literally $31 with the tax. But continue. It was $31.
So first week, the meals are meals that you have to go so in depth into. It's like, what was one of them? You need a lemon just for aesthetic pleasure.
Yeah, they want you to put a lemon just so you can like have that off to the side.
Like, here's a nice cute picture for your Instagram later on.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The recipes, yeah, they're cool and they're tasty at times, but it's just like, I don't have Whole Foods money. I don't have the money to go around and buy coconut shavings. Where do you even get coconut shavings from? Do I get a coconut?
Oh, yeah, shred a coconut.
I was like, where do I find this?
Yeah.
Where do you expect me to go? Walmart didn't sell half of this shit. Because I remember there was one thing we were looking for. I don't know what it was called, but it was like a fruit or like a vegetable. It was like rigatone or I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Or the cheese.
Because we're trying to go like as 100% with it as we possibly can. But sometimes like it just wants us to do something like otherworldly. Or you got to go like Whole Foods where all these rich people go and like buy.
And then one of the meals was what? I don't even know how to pronounce it either. It was like chicken bougie something. I was like, what is this?
Bougie. I was
like, what in the world do you want me to make here? He was like, get some thinly cut chickens with some parsley and some coconut and some other random oregano and preheat the oven.
Sprinkle a little bit
Make sure you're roasted for 15 minutes. Don't go over 15 minutes or you'll burn it. And it's just like, what? Or today's breakfast, it was some like yogurt thing. It was like, all right, so first you put the yogurt and you blend with the cottage cheese and then you put some frozen berries on top of it later on. And I'm like, so do I blend the frozen berries in there with it or not?
Oh yeah, the instructions aren't that clear. Like I remember for the chickpeas thing, like it wasn't even saying like when you put the thing in the.
Oh yeah, that was confusing.
Yeah, the review still. We're gonna wait a month until the thing.
Yeah, the food, good food. Just we're cutting a lot of corners. We're trying. We're trying. Like yesterday's other meal was pizza. It was like veggie thin crust. Put some mozzarella with some spinach and. Like bake it for so many minutes and it's just like so elaborate. I'm like, screw that. I'm ordering Domino's. I'm not making some pizza. I go buy some dough and probably pound it on the ground for like 15 minutes.
It's like the app wants you to like go give it to your personal chef.
Yes. Like I don't have a personal chef. I have myself. And I'm not that great of a chef, but I can at least make some food. But making the Chris Hemsworth Center app food is just like you have to have some culinary arts degree to make this food.
Yeah.
And then the snacks, I don't know, there's a snack portion. It's just like, I'm not going to make almond vegan coconut brownies. Like, what is this?
Oh, yeah, I don't even understand that. And like, okay, and normally, like, I feel like if I try to do this normally, if I just spent the $31, be like, okay, you know what? I'm not buying this again next month. And like, fuck this. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done. But this goes into what we wanted to talk about, where you got to have something that drives you. I think after like a week, I've seen a little bit of results.
I mean, I see results. It's just, I'm in pain.
But I normally wouldn't have even tried it if like I wasn't doing it to like in the pursuits of trying to make that review video for this channel. So sometimes you just gonna need to like some outside source to like motivate you to drive you, and I think that's important for everybody to have. That's why we made this. We started making this podcast so we can have like, so it's not just like a mundane everyday. Like we're not working towards something, even though nobody's watching it. I still feel like just like having something to work towards helps out.
I agree. I mean, I started talking to Ignacio about this podcast because I got tired of doing the exact same shit every day or every week. I was like, oh, cool. I get 3 days off. But the way my schedule works is I work all weekend. Monday, I come home and I just bitch about something. And then I bitch to him, or I play some video games, or I play some other roommates and then her friend. And then with this coronavirus, it's made it 10 times worse. I couldn't go hang out with my friends because, you know, parents are being skeptical. Like, oh, they probably have the virus. Oh, they're going to kill you. They're all going to die. I'm like, I get the paranoia. But it just got so repetitive. And with this podcast or this video podcast, Ignacio and I have some opportunity to create something and, you know, push ourselves to do stuff. Like today, I skipped a workout because I was like, I'm done. Fuck that. But I did some of my own workout because Chris Hemsworth workouts are just intense. If you follow it, you're going to get 10 times probably more results than we are. We're cutting so many corners with our food.
I don't think with the workouts.
The workouts are just...
We're not cutting corners with the workouts.
Not the workouts. but like
the and food we're not stuff, trying to cut corners with the food. Like we're still eating healthy
to a point,
except for the Domino's.
The Domino's was just me saying fuck creating potential workout and the whole vegan pizza thing.
We're trying.
No, we're trying. I'm saying that. I'm just saying like it's just at times difficult, and but we're going as much as we can with this whole motivation stuff, and with this podcast to prove to the point that we can do a review and show people a legit review, not just some other random bullshit review. People talk about the app and just
so we are trying to do it correctly. Don't just say that because then...
I'm sorry, my message got lost in translation.
Okay,
but I mean the workout and everything great, and motivation for it is still 100%. It's just fuck the food.
Well, I don't know about 100%. It's going down, but it would have been astronomically lower if we weren't doing it for the video or for the show.
We would have been done before the free trial.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have to spend $31 for that. Definitely not. But that's not to knack on the app. Like that's why we don't even know if it's worth it yet. That's why we're making the review, especially because we already went over that the other reviews that we're trying to see through YouTube.
Those reviews are absolute trash.
All right, you got anything else to talk about?
No, just stay beautiful, guys.
Yeah, stay beautiful, guys,
and stay safe.